when it got to like 7:45. I wrote it down to like 7:30.
That's
Then I re-entered and I'm in it now.
that's not bad though.
I'm red now, but it's not bad.
Uh,
It's not losses.
but you're doing okay.
No, I'm not. That's why I'm here.
You're doing okay. You know how I tell you. You know why I say you're doing okay? The fact that you mentioned the CEO. Most people don't know what's up with the CEO. Realistically, most people don't think about that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, that's fundamentals, you know.
So you know, yeah, you know your stuff. All right, cool. Be back live. All right, new link. Okay. Well, what? Let's talk about it. What fundamentals, right? All right, cool. So back to fundamentals. Now, anyone know what PE ratio is? Cool. Yeah, okay. So the formula is price per share, so the share price divided by the earnings per share. Earnings per share is what they talk about when they when they announce earnings, revenue, earnings per share, that kind of stuff. So price per share divided by earnings per share is the PE ratio. So if I want to know if a company is good or not, I'm going to look at that PE ratio, forward PE, and try and figure out, compared to their revenue, expected growth, all that kind of stuff, if I want to invest in that company. So a good PE ratio, let's talk about it. All right. For me, anything around, I'd say anything under 25, 28 is a good PE ratio, okay? When I'm looking at indexes, companies, whatever, I want to look, and this is why I say this is good for long-term investing. I want to look at their weight on the index. I want to look at their PE ratio. I want to look at their revenue, expected growth, the earnings per share, how their earnings have been, all those kind of things. So I put trend analysis deeper than you think, right? So the S&P 500, we have 503 stocks. There are 30, let's say the top 30 stocks, which weigh heavily in that 500. We've got a NASDAQ, it's got 3,000 stocks. There's around 300 which weigh heavily in the NASDAQ. You've got the Russell, 2,000 stocks, Russell 2,000. There's Russell 2,000, Russell 3,000. Russel 2000 is what we want to talk about. And by the way, just to clarify, SPY, QQQ, IWM. That might make it easy. And you got the Dow Jones. So funny enough, the Dow Jones is made up of 30 stocks. All of the Dow Jones stocks are actually in the S&P 500. So it's not, you know that. Yeah. So that's not really too important, but it's still a big index, of course. So if I'm looking at companies, right, I'm looking at ETFs, indexes, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to pick the top 30 stocks because there's a reason they're on those lists, right? There's a reason companies are on the S&P 500. There's a reason they're on the NASDAQ. There's a reason they're on the Russell, right? S&P 500, think of it as just the biggest companies, the most market cap, pretty much think of it like that. NASDAQ, think of it as the tech companies, your NVIDIAs, AMDs, TSMs, all that kind of stuff. Russell, small caps, so growth stocks, And then the Dow is not as important right now. So on an individual basis, if a company has a PE ratio of if they've got a PE ratio higher than 25, higher than 28, let's say 30, 40, 50, some will have crazy numbers, we could look at some online. If you've got those kind of PE ratios, don't get me wrong, they can still be good stocks, but it might not just be the best opportunities at this present time. If a company has a PE ratio of 25, close to 25, right? Then you can expect maybe double-digit revenue growth. So when I say low double-digit, I'm talking about 12, 13, 14% revenue growth. Why is revenue growth important for a company? Anyone know? Yeah. You want to bring in more money, right? If a company not bringing in more money, what are they really doing, right? Right. So you want to see a company whose revenue is growing year on year. And we're going to go into Yahoo Finance. We're going to look at some some numbers. If you're seeing a company's growth year to year, it's like 3%, 4%, 5%. It's not really that high. It's not bad. It's still growing, but maybe that's not what you want to invest in. If you see a company's revenue growth growing 12, 15, 16, 20% every year, that's probably something you want to look at. Now, if their P ratio is also close to 25, it means it's undervalued right now. So keep that in mind. On the other hand, if a forward PE ratio, forward PE ratio is around 50 or 60 or 70, but they have been growing and growing and growing and growing, like Palantir, it might not be a bad investment. When I bought Palantir shares back in October, the PE ratio was high. It was like 80, 90, whatever. But the revenue was just growing and growing and growing and growing. They were beating earnings year on year and year. It was a good opportunity. Now Palantir has gone from $35 back in October to $140. So a lot of stocks can look like opportunities. You won't really know until you look at the numbers a little bit more detailed. So this slide is a little bit more complex. I don't expect you to understand it right away. I'm not expecting that. But again, this is recorded, it's live, whatever. You can go back and kind of read this and you can always ask me questions. Okay? So I want us to jump onto Yahoo Finance now. Anyone give me a stock? This is a tech stock. So you go, I'm on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, this is a free version. So I'm on Yahoo Finance. I'm looking at the financials of this company, ARM. Okay. So we're looking at the annual. All right. 2022, 2.7 million. 2023, 2.6 million. So they went down. So okay. 2024, bounced back 3.2. 25, 4 million. So we've gone from 2.7 million to 4 million in 3 years. That's not bad. So the cost of revenue, 131K, this is not millions actually. This is billions. Yeah, sorry, I just realized. When I saw 131K, I was like, hold on. So these are billions. So 2.7 billion, 2.6 billion, etc., etc. Cost of revenue, 131 million. Then the next year went down, which is good. Next year went up again. Next year went down. So you want the cost of revenue to kind of decrease because it's kind of how much it's costing them to bring in revenue. Cool. Gross profit. This is obvious, right? You want gross profit to increase or decrease? Increase. It's profit, right? If a company is profitable, we want it to be more and more profitable. So 2.5 billion, 2.5 billion, 3 billion, 3.8 billion. It's increasing. Good financials. Operating income, well, it costs a lot to operate and continue, increasing your income. Operating income is slightly increasing. This year was very, very good. But yeah, it's slightly increasing each year. That's good. That's fine. That's cool. Right? Not increasing drastically. All right, that's fine. Now, the basic EPS in 2022 was 0.5 or 0.54, 2023, 0.51, 2024, 0.30. EPS, well, as long as you're reaching your EPS every single year, you're good, you're fine. So what I want to highlight next, we're going to go into the stuff we talked about, the PE ratios, right? All right. So you see that PE ratio is 197. Okay. So it's high. It's high right now. And I probably wouldn't buy it right now. 197 is high for PE ratio, right? Now, not to say that it won't continue, the stock won't continue rising, right? The stock right now is 145. Realistically, this stock can go to 200. It can go to 250 in the next couple of years. But with a P ratio of 197, that's high for me. That's very high. I look at the range. 52 range, $80 to 183. So from the range, are we close to the top or the bottom of the range? This is the range. current stock price, this is the range. 80 to 183. We're closer to the top of the range. So you want to buy when you're closer to the bottom of the range, right? If something is, again, let's talk about Meta stock, Facebook, right? If it's $100, if the range is $100 or $700, do you want to be buying it at $700? Nah, I want to be buying it back down low. So if ARM was down at $100, $90, it might be a better opportunity for me. It's up at 145. So for long-term shares, it doesn't really interest me. It's near the top of the range, right? You buy near the top. You want to buy low, sell high, right? So again, PE ratio is pretty high. It's not a bad thing. It just doesn't mean I'm trying to invest here. I'm not trying to invest here. Okay? So let's go back to this. So another thing I want you guys to do, figure out kind of like what's driving the market. Last year we had AI. The year before we had tech. Some years we had crypto. Some years it's inflation. Some years it's whatever, interest rate, tariffs, whatever. And this is kind of how you find the long-term opportunity, the long-term gems. I showed you my portfolio, Exxon, Palantir, those kind of stocks, Meta. Realistically, long-term, there's a lot of opportunity each and every day. You just need to know how to find them. So find out which sectors are lagging. If it's industrials, financials, healthcare, if it's staples, if it's utilities, technology. Find out which sectors are lagging. Do you guys know how to find out which sectors are lagging? So if the market is running, you can hop on TradingView, which you can do. Hop on TradingView, and you can look at lifetime, right? You can look at different sectors. This is the energy sector right here, XLE. This is a monthly chart. Does it look like it's lagging recently? From here, September last year was at 25. Where are we at now? $90. That's not really lagging, right? It's doing well, it's thriving. It's been going up, it's fine. Let's look at healthcare. Okay, never mind. All right, maybe that's not the ticker for healthcare, but anyway, let's look at technology. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Financials. So do you see any sectors lagging right now? Not really, right? Not really any sectors lagging. And then we could look at the VIX. What price is the VIX? 16. What I say earlier about the VIX. When you want to be buying stocks, when the VIX is up high, $16 ain't high. So that's why the correlation comes in again. $16 for the VIX is at $16. All the stocks are at all of the stocks that I've showed you are near their all-time highs, right? They're all at the highest. So like you said, it's not the time to be buying, but probably maybe to be selling, taking profits here and there. The VIX though, look, how many times? This year was at 55. That was the time to be buying everything, right? Last year, August, it was at 63. Crazy high numbers for the VIX. When that happens, be buying, right? Now VIX is low, 16. That's not really the time you want to be buying. Cool. And then, of course, understand which events are happening. If you're out at work and you don't know that there's FOMC coming, anyone traded FOMC? You trade FOMC, yeah, you know what's up. If you're at work or whatever and you're in a contract stuff, FOMC is happening, the market can fly, die, it can go in your favor, go against you. Either way, you need to know what's happening. So this morning they had NFP. Last week. Yeah, last week it was NFP. But either way, PPI, CPI, whatever, FOMC, GDP reports, someone speaking, Fed speaking, Federal Reserve minutes, whatever it is. Just need to be aware of what's happening. Earnings as well is the same thing, right? Sometimes people will swing trade a stock and they will not know that they have earnings. When earnings happens, you guys know a stock can rise, it can tank, anything can happen with earnings, right? Earnings report can make people millionaires of a few hundred, a few thousand, whatever. Earnings can destroy your play as well. You can wake up and your contracts are worthless. So just have an idea of what events might impact your stock, that kind of stuff. All right, yeah. So understand the trend and cycles, right? This year, first 3 months, it was pretty bearish, right? And then we started to pick up in April, and it might be bullish to the end of the year, whatever. Who knows? I don't know, right? But I have an idea of what's going on. When they were talking about tariffs, new presidency, new administration, stocks dropping, blah blah blah, recession, all that, you know, it made the stock market drop. When they said pause on tariffs, trade deals, this kind of stuff, stock market started rising again. It's all part of it. And then write it down. What we talked about earlier. Write it down. How much money are you trying to make in a year? How much money are you trying to make from the market in 6 months? How much are you trying to make between now and the end of the year? What's going on? What's up? Write it down. So each and every one of you just write it down in your phone, in paper, whatever, what you want, what you're trying to do with this market, right? I told you my first goal was 50K in a year. Cool. I wrote it down, didn't happen. Eventually I hit it, right? Eventually I hit it. I'm not still today saying I want to hit 50K in the market. No, I've already hit it before. Write it down. And then, what was it I want to show you on? Oh yeah, use these things to your advantage. So I've got a little watch list on Yahoo Finance, all right? So there's different ways of doing things. You can write it down, your goals down on a piece of paper. You can write it down wherever you want, whatever. You can also just track things in the, a Yahoo Finance. You can kind of track. I mean, I have not chosen to do it, but you can find a way to figure out, profits and losses. It's like paper trading. If you were to have bought these stocks at this price, that price, when you add it to watch list, how much it has gone up since then or how much it's gone down since then. That's all part of noting things, tracking things, writing things down. Like I said earlier with my book, right? All the things I've in this book, all the things I've got is noted down, right? It's noted down. It's from different things, right? Like if I give you guys, there's different things, right? Like the track, like you can pass around. This is a book of a lot of different things for me, right? This is this page, right? Tracking, right? Writing things down. If you want to make some 500 in a week, write it down. Write how much you need to make per day, $100, or a shorter week could be a different amount. It could vary. Write it down so you know what's up, right? Every single person who trades around me, with me, whatever, should have some kind of idea of what they're trying to do. If you're just going with the flow, freestyling, I don't think it's really going to work out because a good example is you might be up 2K, 3K in 4 days. Is that enough for you? Is it not enough? What's the situation? What's the case? You need to have some kind of idea of, have I reached my goal? Have I got a goal? If you don't have any idea, you don't have any, any idea, any insight into what you're doing, you're going to fail, right? You could be up 2K, 3K by Wednesday, and then because you have no idea what you're trying to do, by Friday, you can be like, wait, I've blown all the 3K. Why did I do that? Why did I do it? Because you don't have a goal. You don't have something you're trying to achieve. You're just trying to make money and then hope for the best, right? So, yeah, I'd say, write it down, make sure you got it going on, and then, yeah, take it from there. Any questions right now? It could be about the financials. It could be about the anything, whatever.
I have a question about the trading view. So, like, do you recommend trading views that only chart things?
Yeah.
Chart things that you use?
It's my favorite. It's my preference. Do you know why it's my preference? Yeah. It's the easiest for me to navigate and it gives me the most insight. So, sorry, that's the monthly chart, no wonder.
I've been using Robinhood Legend.
I've heard that Robinhood Legend is pretty good.
But I know, like, when I was just looking at the screen, this was more expensive, but I don't know if you really want to look at that.
Yeah, so it's more extensive, but it's also easier for me to draw. I don't know how the Robinhood Legend works. Some people show me in one-on-one. This is easier for me to draw my levels. It got way more tools. It's got indicators that I can use. I don't even pay for anything on TradingView. I don't pay for a single thing. It's got everything that I just mentioned. The indicators, the levels that I draw, the EMAs. It's got the watch list at the side so I can watch the indexes, my watch list, and then the cryptos.
Is there an indicator that can give you levels instead of you figuring it out?
Yeah, there is.
I have a market high, free market low. Previous day high, previous day low.
Are they all separate or in one indicator?
No, they're separate.
How much you pay for training fee?
Right now I'm on the free version. I'm gonna pay $30-some like next month. I'm on a free trial. I'm surprised you're not paying for this.
I'm using an indicator which is called the multiple EMA indicator. So it puts all three indicators in one.
What is it called?
Multiple EMA.
Okay, so I don't know if are we gonna get this like charts now or?
What time is it?
That's what we.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in about 5 minutes.
But when you say the 3 MA, what we should clear our group.
The 9, the 21, and the 200.
So question, why don't you use the SMA or the daily?
So I used to use SMA.
So why not?
EMA is so funny thing is so EMA is exponential, right? And SMA is single moving average. EMA is a lot smoother. I don't know what the fact how the factors differ, but EMA is a lot smoother. Price action is closer to the EMAs, especially on the lower time frames than I've seen on the SMAs. So yeah, that's maybe it.
So you used to use SMA, so you found when you use SMA, price action is not as smooth with it.
Yeah, it's not.
Bouncing around. Now I use the EMA too, but I see other people use SMA. I'm like, what's really? But I see you use the EMA, so I'm like, what is? This guy uses the EMA, and I see other traders using SMA. I don't know if there's a real difference, or
There is a real difference.
just in terms of price action, how smooth it is.
Yeah, so with the SMAs, I used to get a lot of false breakouts, and
Really?
I might have had the wrong time frames up. Maybe I don't know. I also used to use VWAP as well.
I use one too.
Okay, yeah.
You don't use VWAP anymore?
Mm-hmm. The only I use EMAs, support resistance, sometimes RSI, MACD.
You still supply demand?
Right. But I would draw zones. So
No trend lines?
I draw trend lines. Here's my supply and demand zone. I drew that myself. But you can have indicators on trading view that show you that. So,
What's the difference between the 8 EMA and the 9 EMA? Because some really good traders that I follow, they swear by the 8 EMA. What's the difference between the 8 and the 9?
just the number of days you take into consideration. Just,
Oh, okay.
yeah, 8 is just 8 days and 9 is just 9 days.
Oh,
So
okay.
I like more days. Because it's almost 2 weeks.
Okay.
Is that something supply demand new
I just drew it myself.
today?
Nah, I drew it back in December, November. And then I kind of kept extending it. So I drew, it was first as this, then Tesla broke out, came back, and it was the funny price action at the same price point. Drew it further, and then now it's still relevant.
So now, so if you wanted to enter Tesla or anything, we're going to use Tesla to look at Tesla, and I wanted to swing trade, what exactly am I looking for in order to be like, okay, I'm going to enter here, I'm going to take profit here, if it drops here, I'm out. So are we looking for bounces off EMA, or are we looking like, what are you looking for?
I'll say 3 main things. There's a lot of things I'm looking for. 3 main. You want to know all of them?
Yes.
Okay. Then you got pen and paper. You got something. What you got? Okay. First, okay, we'll go step by step though. First thing. From the last 5 days, how many green days do we see? So from this week, is what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, 4 green days.
This is daily.
This is daily chart.
Okay.
And how many minutes?
No minutes, just pure 1 day. 1 day.
One day.
Yeah, 1 day, yeah. So last 5 days, how many green days? 4. There's a red candle in here. Yeah, so it's green, green, red, green, green. So we got some bullish momentum, right? We got some upside. One thing about Tesla, right? Those whatever, the news came out, Elon and Trump was beefing, whatever, cool, it dropped. One thing about Tesla, you can't beat it down like that. It's coming back.
Right.
It's coming back. You see, you look how many times they beat it down, right? Okay. The rest of the market also dropped here, but this one is a good example. You remember this day? It went from 320 to 275. The next day, boom. Or 2 days later, boom. You can't beat. You can try to beat it down, but it's coming back, right?
I think it's gonna come back strong too. Because it went up twice in the supply zone.
Right.
It hit it twice.
Okay. So when I say what I'm looking for, that's something I'm looking for. The momentum, right? This is the momentum right now. 5 days, 4 green days. Okay. Next point. Next thing I'm looking for. We're right about the EMAs. We want to break above the EMAs. We want to close above the EMAs. Yeah. Well, all 3 of them: green, red, and orange. Right? They're all there. Let me zoom in a bit. 200. Let me zoom in a little bit.
That line is combined with 3?
So they're not combined. As you can see, they're kind of
Oh,
they're 3 different lines. But what is happening right now? Price action is right around the EMAs. 200. Yeah. I'm waiting for the break above. I want to see it, close above.
And what will that indicate?
That is bullish and that is really good. Like this isn't a joke. This is real. I already think it's real, but let me know it's real by really breaking above the moving averages, right?
And another example, let's say it's bullish, we have those 5-day momentum, but it's already way past the
EMAs.
EMAs.
Then it's gonna come back. You know why? What happened here? It broke past what you said. This is an example of what you said, right? It broke past, it flies. What happened? It came down. And now came back down all the way. Now going back up again. So I wanted to break above the EMAs, but I wanted to do it in a manner where as I get into trade, it's moving up to the upside. I don't want to get in up here. This is where you get caught. So if this happens overnight, so what I'm looking for here is a close above the 200 and a close above the 21.
Yeah.
We got that back here,
Right.
even though it was a red day. We got that back here. The next day, flew out. Next day, though, came back down. Next day, came back down. We're back bearish. So this time, I know what to do. I want a small close or a relatively strong close above the EMA, and I want to see it continue pushing. I don't want to see a candle like this, because if it's going to be way overextended, and I'm going to get in near the highs. Come back down and down.
So your entry would be estimate confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation entry around here. Okay.
And how do you play, let's say that happens, right?
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna be it's gonna be bullish. Let's say, how do you play the time frame a week? I'm talking about a contract.
Yeah.
A weekly or 2 weeks.
So that's the problem with Tesla, right? You guys know I don't trade Tesla that much, right?
I'll stay away from Tesla.
Let's do it no, maybe look at the
But no, but I'm still gonna answer your question though.
Okay.
Because it's relevant to trading, right? So, like I said, I don't really trade Tesla. You know why? Because of the question you just said. Realistically, on any other stock, I'm giving it a week before it starts to do that step by step, right? Tesla can do it on one day, and then crash back down on Tuesday. It can do that. It's got the power to do that.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't want to be trading that kind of stock. I want a smoother stock. So, what stock have you got for me? Come on.
Meta,
That's a great idea.
because I think Meta, if I'm not mistaken, already has this.
This is a great
Yeah,
idea.
all those
It's a great idea. So you see the difference between the smoothness of this chart and Tesla chart, right? If I'm investing for the long term, sure. Tesla around 300, 280. Yeah, grab those shares. Cool. If I'm trying to day trade or swing trade, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the time frame. I'm good on that.
Where is that? Right now.
This is Meta, yeah. So it's a 717. Okay. We'll start from May last year. Sorry, May this year. We were at 550. We gapped up. That's fine. I'm not going to get in. We steadily ran up. We started to pull back. I'm like, okay, we're still above the moving averages. This might be my time to get in. Whether I get in or not, who knows? Either way, it jumps up again. All right, we overextended. We're away from the EMAs. I'm going to leave it. It continues rising. Now we're back around the EMAs. This is my time to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days. Any of these green days, see these wicks? Any of these green days where Meta goes to the lows, I would gladly get into calls. because it's holding above the EMAs, it's bullish, and it's having strong green days. Now, most people focus on the hammer candle here, doji candle, inverted hammer. Don't get too deep into that.
Yeah.
Because you might say it's going to go up and down. It's above the EMAs, and it's seeing strong green days and seeing good green candles. I'm bullish. Now, I'll probably swing it for 2 weeks, right? Somewhere around, let's say swing it for 2 weeks, somewhere around here, maybe take profit. Anyway, it's still going higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, I need a good solid Monday and to close above the EMAs, and I will happily take the trade. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right? If I got in here or here, I could have lost money because it came down here. But if I see a good close, good green close, strong green close on Monday, daily candle above the EMAs, I'll get in the trade. That's
Now, above the green line is the what you think?
9.
That's the 9. So are we looking for it to stay above the 9 or just all of them in general?
So, if it's in this case, if it stays above the 9, it stays above all the others. Look at price action from the last 3 months. If it's above the 9, it's above the 21. If it's above the 9, it's above the 200.
Let's say that the price action was doing that same price action above the orange line. Now is that
Now I would leave it alone
leave it alone?
because in between the moving averages,
Yeah. So that's not
Down.
bullish.
which is what I'm going to show you lemonade, right? This is where I messed up. This is where I messed up. My goal was to see us do what we did around here, push up. But when I got in, we were in between the moving average. Or this is we were in between the moving averages, right? In between is above the orange, but not above the green. What did they try to do? They tried to push above. And I knew once, unfortunately, after the market closed, and I seen the daily candle, and I said, oh shoot, we whipped off the EMA, we came down. But that was when I was up on the trade, Wednesday at close. Now Thursday, yesterday, by open, first few hours. So it's a shame. Next thing I can look for with lemonade now is a bounce on this level and some kind of recovery up to maybe $41.
See? So when it comes down and bounces on that red, which is the
200.
now it's like, okay, we're gonna maybe coming back to the upside and see, and then we have a green candle on Monday, I'm back in.
Yeah. But then look at the higher time frame. Look at Cheddar Wheatley. What do you see? 3 things. I want 3 things. What you see?
Yellow are above above all the averages.
What? What else?
The green is above all.
Not necessarily. I mean, that is true, but that's not what I'm analyzing from the chart. I'll give you an idea. There we go. Huge red candle. Huge red candle, right? When was the last time we had a red candle like this? March, April. And they're not even like that. They're slightly smaller. Yeah, really. So the weekly candle is horrible. And the third point, this is the really important point. We keep hitting my resistance line and coming down. We keep touching it. You see the wick? We keep reaching it and coming down, coming up. So we can't reject that resistance. So 1, it's above all the EMAs, but it pulled back to the 9 EMA. 2, huge red candle. That's a bad sign. 3, we keep getting rejected by the level of support of resistance, which I drew.
So which time frame are you using to decide when to enter? Like what?
For a swing trade,
For swing here.
1 hour, 4 hour for confirmation, but 15-minute for like a precise entry. That doesn't actually matter that much, 15-minute for the precise entry, because if you're swinging, right? What happened with Bill yesterday? Sure, if I got in at $70 instead of 98, would have been nice. Realistically, all right, I got in at $98. We still made 300%. Am I really that bothered that I didn't get in? But 15 minutes, you really want that precise entry. Yeah. 1 hour. Yeah, all that. Yeah. 1 hour was just good to give me an idea of, well, I want to get into the trade. Audi looks good, Google looks good, whatever.
So we answered on Google. What did you see? Let's look at Google.
Oh yeah, let's.
Honestly,
What's up?
now looking at the PayPal.
Yeah.
your payments and everything.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's high.
Alright.
Yeah, 30.
So this is honestly this is a very simple trade, but what? Okay, I don't have the expensive version, so I can't backtest. What do you guys see from yesterday where we were? Yeah,
Between
bouncing off the EMA. Close above the green line. Do you know what the green line is?
No.
It's my level of resistance.
Oh,
And how do you define that?
Price points where Google struggled to break above 6 months ago, 1 year ago.
And you get that filter out of trading view, right?
I made it.
Also,
I made the green line. Yeah, it's my own personal line. So it's not guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed, but it's my line, and
So because it's bouncing off the AMAs and it closed above where was previously resistance, you knew that it was about to break.
But that last weekend was today, though, right?
this one is. But look at yesterday.
Oh.
But even last week, was it last week Friday when the first time that Google run up as soon as you guys entered it?
Oh shoot, the one that went crazy.
Yeah, right into close.
That was.
What day was that?
Let me just look at my stuff.
that was it, Friday, 27.
Yeah, but that was
20
the day
Friday
that you
27?
entered. Yeah,
Okay.
that was last week.
And one day.
Oh yeah. So that was between these 2 days, right? So what it is, it came down. So good couple days, right? I remember I highlighted this because it should have been my entry, but I didn't. But I seen it continue the momentum. So good couple days. Here we closed just above, and I think at the time the moving averages might have been a bit even higher. Anyway, we got a good close here. Here's the confirmation candle. The whole body is above moving average. Whole body is above. So the open, the open and the close are completely above moving average. Gave me confirmation that the next day I want to get in the trade because I think it's going to continue the pattern that we did before. This whole pattern here is a repeat of this whole pattern. So once this happened, I said to myself, yo, this happened again. This time I'm getting in the trade. I'm swinging to the upside. That
And
was
when you said this whole pattern, do you mean those two blue rectangles too?
These red candles,
Yeah.
not
Is
even.
that a part of the pattern that you're
So
including?
that's a great point. It's a part of the pattern because it's part of the pullback,
Okay.
pullback, pullback, pullback. But it didn't have to be exact same,
Okay.
red candles. But it was part. They both pulled back to my level and then started rising. That was it.
Okay.
So
Can we look on Palantir? Why, when you made the Palantir call, what were you looking on?
last week, right?
Yeah, because if we had a week left on the expiration, we would have got the price target because it has run up this week.
If
What
we
were you
got,
looking on?
if we got that call that we did last week, then we did it today,
Yeah. It's good.
we would have made some good
Next time.
returns. But that's trading. So we're talking about repeat of patterns. We can start from May. Run up, run up, run up, drop, bounce of the EMA, the 21 EMA, run up again. Here, we ran up, we dropped to the 9, came back, rebounded.
It doesn't concern me that it broke through, that red candle broke through the orange EMA.
This would concern me, but the fact that I saw the next 4 days were solid, I didn't trade Palantir here. So when I'm trading it,
Where did you trade?
up here.
For a whole,
Yeah.
Yep, and I'll show you why. So this doesn't concern me because the next day was an inside day and then 3-4 green days in a row. But during this period, I didn't trade it. So I'm only looking at this from a hindsight perspective after it's already ran up. So I'm like, oh, okay, even when it has those strong red days, it's still strong. We traded it up here.
Yeah.
Realistically, I needed one of these pullbacks. I needed this pullback to get in. Now, I traded it up here because I thought that we're going to get continuation. We'll only get continuation if we get the pullback first.
Okay.
So, like you said, instead of having last week expiry, one of these, I think it was this day.
Yeah.
Wait, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So yeah, this was the day it expired. I waited a few more, or I put one more week in my contracts. We would have finished.
Yeah.
Entries and exits.
Okay.
What?
yeah, for example, if you have done that, let's say you put one more week, so you higher than the expiration, but then you see that big red candle. So let's say you're down 50%.
That's a great question. I would have sold it.
Yeah.
I would have sold it realistically because even though here it rebounded, it's a bearish signal for me.
That's enough. That's
It's
really
enough, yeah. And I can always reposition and get back in. This time, the second day, it jumped up, still red. Third day, still red, and it started.
So, like for this, for example, right? When we're talking about entries, you're looking to get it after a pullback. How do you know when to? This is my question. How do you know when to get into an entry after a pullback or during momentum? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know what you're saying. So during momentum is always hard for me because I did that with Palantir last week. Look how it ended. This is during momentum, right? This is a great momentum, and I got in one of these days.
yeah.
Think it was gonna continue?
That's what he's asking if I would get in. Why? What's the difference between getting in with one of these or getting in after it drops and comes back?
Yeah.
So I'm saying I like both, but when you get in as it's continuing going, it can drop on you. If you get in after it's dropped and it's continuing higher, you're better off.
So I have a question, what's the difference between momentum and RTA overextended?
So yeah, overextended, you're a lot further away from the EMAs, and it's a lot clearer. You can see this is way up above the EMAs. These are close. These are hanging tight, right? So this is momentum. This is overextended. And what happened when we overextended? Overextended. What happened with momentum here? And now we're starting to get overextended. Only now. Like these 2 extra days was lucky for whoever's in the calls. Because it was still overextended here. But you could still get in and make some money. Realistically here, these are the entries. Close to the moving average. Here's not a bad entry. That's a good question.
This is the daily, so if we were looking for 4 hour, are we still looking for the same things?
Yeah, but I have extended hours on.
What do you mean?
So I've got the pre-market hours and the overnight hours on as well. So look, for example, this is 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 1 a.m. So I'm looking for similar stuff, but a 4-hour chart will give me a good idea, good insight into what's happening. The daily will give me the confirmation. So this on a 4-hour looks crazy. If I'm in calls here, 4-hour, you're getting killed. Realistically though, when it starts to do this on the 4-hour, I'm like, okay, we're getting some momentum. I'm seeing some crazy candles. This is a doji candle. This is a hammer candle. Another doji. 4 hours just to give me an idea of what's kind of happening. An idea, right? Because I've got extended hours on as well. So it's not a concrete, like it's not like this is what's happening during market hours. It's also showing me this is what's happening during 5 a.m. This is what's happening during 1 a.m. But I'm getting an idea that, hey, we were at 128, we're at 129. We found, a level of support. We're starting to rise. Some wicks, sellers try to take us back pre-market or overnight, whatever. But during market, we jump in. And then this cross, and this cross, golden cross. The lower time frame, EMA, crosses over the higher time frame, EMA.
Golden cross as in like for entry for the bullish.
Yeah.
Is it again lower crossing?
Lower crossing the higher. So the 9 above the 21, or the 21 above the 200. This is the golden cross. Let's draw it out. One golden cross. Two golden cross. How many golden cross? The 9 crossed above the 21. The 9 crossed above the 200. The 21 crossed above the 200. All of those are bullish. That's really a bullish indicator. Trust me, you use that, you're gonna get confirmation of what you're doing. Golden cross. Write that down. You probably heard it before. It's probably it's displayed a lot. It's really something.
So you look at the 4 hour right there, and then you look at the daily. You're looking at the daily
for confirmation. Yeah. And the daily, you guys saw the daily. The daily gave us the confirmation, right? The daily gave us what we needed to see. And yeah, I mean, don't forget, like all of these kind of things, nothing is ever guaranteed. But when you have a strategy and you trade it like that and it pays off, it's a beautiful thing, right? Give me another stock and we just talk about it. We just break it down so you can see what I see. Cake. Did you get that from me?
Bobby said it, but I saw you.
I'm asking. Yeah, a lot. So the reason I asked.
I saw it like on TikTok before.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
TikTok.
good. So the reason I say that is because a lot of people never heard of cake. They never talk about cake. They don't know what it is. I mean, I think the first time I posted it, Devin was like, "What even is cake?" And then when I mentioned this Cheesecake Factory, he was like, "Oh, right." People don't realize that Cheesecake Factory even has a stock. So why have I got cake on? What do I have for cake? Oh shoot. Get back to this. All right, cool. Yeah, cake is a great stock, by the way, for long-term shares as well. I bought my shares at $48. That's when I told the group I'm buying them at $48, and we're at 64. So Cheesecake Factory. Everybody knows Cheesecake Factory, right? Right. Cool. Let's talk about it from. We can talk about it from when we started trading it with options. Shares I got over here because I'm just going for long-term. Options we got around here, June. Okay. Breakout. Pull back to the 21. Breakout. Heavy, strong green candle. And then steady rise. So where would I enter cake for long-term calls?
Back right there.
This one?
No, like back somewhere there.
Yeah. That's not a bad entry. But realistically, if it's dropped this heavy, it comes back, I might have to wait just because I don't know what's going on. And maybe even this day I missed out this big run up. And you're thinking, I missed the play. Cool. Next couple of days, I'm seeing some wicks, some price action where I'm like, okay, it's pulling back, but it's not breaking below the 9 EMA. It's not breaking below. It's still bullish. So realistically, this is an ideal entry. Realistically, what are we gonna catch? What did I catch? This entry. One of these two. Second entry will be around here, maybe here. Third entry, probably around here. And every time I'm pointing out entries because it's ran up, it pulled back, and it's ready to go higher. Pull back, ready to go higher. Pull back. And this is, I called this in the Discord, I believe 27th of June. Which day is that? Yeah, 26th of June. Okay, yeah, I remember this one. 26th of June. So the reason I called it out for swinging calls, which is by next week, by the way, the reason I called it out is because it had a great run. It had a big red day, and it's on my radar. It's on my watch list. It had a big red day, so I'm like, okay, I'm now attentive. I'm paying attention. It pulled back this day. I'm like, okay, I still didn't get in, but next day it started running again. So when it pulled back intraday somewhere, I said, yeah, I can take a chance. And that's why I ended up doing 200, 300%, whatever it was. And it's still going. I believe it will be 65, 66 next week. Right? But we got in.
You already sold both groups?
I have 2 left. But we got in at 59. In all honesty, did I expect it to run from 59 to 66 in a week? No. But again, you're running a Discord, you're doing a call out, you're trading. Realistically, if I knew this, I would have told everyone buying 50 contracts, and I would have done like I did with Google today when I say buy. Nah, I just did a call out, said this looks good, posted the chart. I'm enthusiastic, I'm optimistic about this, and it did what it's supposed to do. Any stock that runs 5 days in a row, you guys were in the Discord, you saw it, kept running and running and running. Yeah. Okay, we'll look at the 4 hour and then.
Good question. So, boom, right? You said something about the overextending, right?
Yeah.
The last chart, and it pulled back.
Right.
Ain't that overextended right there?
Right here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're not expecting a pullback?
So was I expecting a pullback?
Yeah, all right, so in other words, does it always pull back every time it overextended? That's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't always do it, but a lot of time it does. And this time it did it. So the reason so I had about, it did. So it ran up here, it was overextended, and it came down. Because the red candles is what happened next. It had 2 red days. So it pulled back here. So it did, so you're right. Overextended, pull back.
So you think it's going to overextend again?
I think so. I think we're going back up to 66. And then when we get there, now we'll be at the new all-time highs. So 2 things can happen, of course. It can reject at the same level it rejected before, come down, or we now fly. And that's what will be happening with stocks. Because when we get to previous levels, we either go through and we go crazy, or again, we sell off here. Like it's a level of resistance if it goes to that level and comes down. So yeah, you had a great point. Anyone who looks at this chart, here, overextended, was way above the moving averages. Here, even here a little bit. I say these 2, overextended. Expected to sell off one of these days. And then 2 days in a row, it sold off. That's why I tell you to enter here, close to the moving average.
You putting the green candles when you say that?
Yeah, the greens. Because with the overextension, you don't know when it's going to stop.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a green day, and I'm like, okay, we're back in the flow. These red days, I'm like, hold on. If it goes, it's at a 1 red day, 2 day red day. If it completely invalidates my EMAs and goes down, nah, I don't want a piece of that. If it comes down to go higher, I like it. So I'm getting the green days.
That's a morning style.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a morning star. Right, this pattern. This morning star right there.
So with the contract, like how would you say it's like a reversing? When kind of like what the PayPal thing that we were talking about, when would you know like when
To get out?
Yeah.
So
Like
Three things. Three things. Days till expiry. So I let PayPal's an interest for. We've got 7 days now.
Yeah.
Days till expiry. Break below the EMAs, which we're going to look at with PayPal. Break below the EMAs, and then third, support and resistance. If it's holding on support or it's getting rejected resistance, I'll know to get out. Based on that. Those 3 things. You want me to hit the 4-hour?
So we're talking this right here.
That was a daily. Each of those was 1-day candle. That's 4-hour right there.
So where did you enter here?
For cake? So it was on. Wait, that's extended. So actually, 59. Okay. So actually, let me remove it, extend it out, and it will throw me off. Okay, that clears it up. So it pulled back three red candles on the 4-hour, and it came back. So anywhere in here, because this is a 4-hour time period, somewhere in here I entered. Because the hourly was probably strong, or the 15-minute was strong, and I was like, yo, we've had a pullback, we had a good open, we're looking like we're starting to get active again. I'm ready to get in. So this was the candle. Yeah, it was Thursday morning. That's it. But I want to show you PayPal because we're in that trade. And today, I'll know by Monday, but I'm pretty sure it could be done. Now, let me show you why. I'll be honest. The only thing that's keeping this alive, the only thing is, last time we closed below the 200, we bounced right back. With stocks, patterns tend to repeat themselves. Keyword is tend. It tends to repeat themselves. Last time we went down, what happened next? Boom, 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 3 days in a row. If we had closed below the moving average and we just died off, I would be out of this trade right now. Last time this happened though, it wasn't as big a scare. It ended up not being as bad as it looked. Inside bar. Yeah, it's a bad close, it's a horrible close, right? Contrast is down bad. But last, we've been here before.
With the volume being so high, does that indicate anything?
Volume was high here. So I'm going purely off the pattern repeating itself. Realistically, if the next candle is red, it's over. It's done. Forget it. Realistically, but this happened before, and the reason I'm annoyed at that is because once this happened, or when this happened, I didn't buy here, or I might have even had calls and sold them. Either I didn't end up making I ended up not making a profitable trade. Either way, this might just be an overreaction. So I'm not even sure what happened. Today was a busy day, of course. This might be because of competitors' news, right? PayPal's competitors are like Upstart, Affirm. SoFi might become a competitor. Either way, let me check the Affirm chart or Upstart chart. Also a red day. Maybe, I don't know. It might have just been a bad day for PayPal. For all those countries. Either way. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but either way. Crazy red candle. I'll be honest, it's probably over, but I've seen this before. If you sell here at $69 and the next week is at 73, you're angry, right? You're annoyed. You can always cut and reposition. That's okay too. But I think realistically that might be done because it's up after the post market, but we'll see.
Question. Going back to trading view, and I know you touched on it, like the way you put your support and resistance, you put a filter that it applies it to all the stocks.
No, I draw my own support resistance.
But how do you do it?
So are you asking how?
Like those lines.
The white, the
exactly. How you make it?
Oh yeah. You go back and look at history. So I'm going to the weekly chart.
So that's the week.
It's weekly.
Okay.
Every candle is 1 week. Scroll left. Scroll left, scroll left, scroll left. Let's talk about support resistance. Real simple. Back here, back in 2023, May through to July. What did PayPal try and do? Try to break above, but it didn't. What happened?
It broke down.
Second time, it tried to come up to that level. What happened?
Yeah.
We finally broke it.
Going up.
Finally, and we flew. But because after we flew, I marked new levels of resistance. Right? So these are just what I've seen. If something's in a range or if something has tendencies,
Then you do it.
again, that's how I create my price targets. Now, there's nothing to say that 76.46 is a real key level for PayPal. That's my key level for PayPal. But realistically, when you look at the stock chart, you see why it's important, right? Today in 2025, we got rejected at the same level we got rejected at in 2023. 2 whole years later, right? 2 whole years later, it's the same rejection levels. I didn't change the line at all. I didn't change the line. The lines from 2 years ago.
So typically, how far back are you going to check for the
3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I'll go back, just find levels. It will be worth it. It always ends up being worth it. I'll go back 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And just mark them lines. And you can just always, if you're in the chat, you just ask me, these levels, does it make sense? Does it look like that? What does your chart look like? No one's chart is like, let's say, wrong. If someone has a resistance level for PayPal at 77, which is slightly higher, that's okay too. But I've drawn mine based off what I've seen, right? At the time when I drew it, it might have been a daily chart that I drew it on. But now that we're 2 years later, I need a bigger candle or bigger range of data. So I'm looking back at 2 years ago, rejections up there, right? That's it. I just draw it manually. Give me any stock. Any stock.
MSTR.
Wait, so when you join the resistance level, you typically start on the daily first?
Yeah. MSTR. So I've got 3 lines drawn there. This was a previous level of resistance, right? Huge wick, came down. It's not a huge level of resistance, it's just a wick, and it's just one wick. So that might not even be relevant, who knows? Now here's where it's more important. We got a wick here, and we finally broke above. Cool. Now, I'll go to daily for this. And you'll see why this was drawn on the daily. Okay. So now you see why this was drawn on the daily. Wick, gapped up above. We'll focus on this line, 281.32. We came back down. Now we didn't touch the line, right? But near that level, we rose again, right? So sure, this level could be drawn a little bit higher than this wick, a little bit closer to this wick, sure. But it's a general level, right? When we get to here, we got to that level, we gapped down below it. Got to that level, we took off. Who knows, like someone else might have a line closer, higher, whatever, lower, whatever. Either way, next line, 335.62. Again, these are price targets. Right here. Resistance. Supply zone, right? Sold off. Realistically, this line could be at 337, it could be at 340, whatever. It's a general area. It's a resistance level where we sold off, but it's also a level where we got consolidation of price action for about 2-3 weeks in here, right? Consolidating at this level. Now go back even further to November last year, consolidation at this level before we broke out. Consolidation at this level this year before we sold off. Rejection at this level. We finally got above that level and we flew. I could have drawn a bigger support and resistance for this, but sometimes you don't need to draw a huge line. Just mark out the area. Could have done a little box, like a zone. It's all the same kind of stuff. Supply, demand, support, resistance, zones, boxes, consolidation. It's all, it's all around the same thing. So Any other question?
Now, when it comes to like retracements, intraday,
Yes.
and you say you don't use Fibonacci, so you just eyeing it, or you just like
Intraday.
like mini resistance levels intraday, or because sometimes I've seen in the group, sometimes they say, okay, buy that buy, she'll go up and it'll come down. I buy your guys.
So you're asking if I'm going to swing trade, or
Or even maybe you're in a swing trade, but this could apply to day trade as well.
I say you mean. So it honestly depends. Let's go with Exxon, okay? Oh shoot, Exxon really went off. Intraday, right?
Yeah.
15-minute, 5-minute. Damn, it went off. I took profit early though. Damn. Let's go 5-minute. So ask me again, but point out what you want me to focus on.
So like, let's say you're in a trade. It could be, let's say you're in a swing trade, right?
Okay.
I don't know whatever. This is today, all today, right?
Yeah, this is yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, let's say
This is today where today begins.
Okay, so let's say it goes up towards an 8:30 candle, right? And then it goes down at 10:30.
Okay,
So you know at that point, okay, I'm gonna buy more here, or do you not buy more?
for a day trade or for a swing trade?
Okay, that's true.
For a swing trade, I buy more because I look at the higher time frame. So Exxon. Let's not go too high. It's coming back to moving average, right? It's coming back to moving averages every time. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried. The higher time frame is telling me it's fine. People get so focused on the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 3-minute, the 1-minute, they forget the higher time frames. Four hour, 5 green candles, right? Yeah, 5 green candles. So why would I get out of trade, swing trade? Why would I get out of swing trade if
It's above the
I'm smooth? The entire time frames are telling me everything.
So, but how do you not think that it might get exhausted and then it's gonna reverse?
It can get exhausted, but if until it shows me, I can only go off the chart. Until it shows me it's gonna get exhausted, it's confidence.
And what are you looking for to determine that it's exhausted? It starts to become closer to the EMAs?
Close the DMAs and break below.
Okay.
So, we have false breakouts. This right here is a false breakout. Oh, sorry, false breakdown.
Okay.
Red candle, it's pulling back. Oh, we're going close to the EMAs. We got in the trade somewhere here. I got it when it was like 109. Somewhere here. Okay? Here's where people start. Yes. I see. IC's in the chat. IC was talking about X-Men's pulling back, it's coming down, ABC. That was at this price point. And I said X-Men's going to 113. And that was at this price point. Now it looked a bit weird at the time. But if we go back to, why she said that, she had a good point. It's coming down, it looks like it's overextended, it's coming down again. It's going back to what, level support. And that's when I said, this is going to 113 because higher time frames will show me this is still good. And what happened the next day? Well, we even did more than 130. We went for 114 and 150. So it's just knowing that it's continuing above the moving average, it's holding well, and it's just showing us.
So it's holding above the RTA and the resistance.
Above the resistance.
I mean the demand, whatever.
This is support. Yeah. Support, golden cross, holding above the EMAs. It's showing us everything.
And a hammer candle.
This is right here is a hammer candle on top of the EMA as well. In fact, to be honest, from everything I said, this is the biggest indication of this.
What's so special about the hand?
It's a bullish.
It's
Bullish reversal.
yeah, bullish reversal, and it's indicating that a potential big move is happening to the upside.
Like a seesaw.
Like a
Like a seesaw.
kind of, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And then the opposite one is a hanging man candle.
Yeah, hanging man.
Which one is that?
It looks like, it basically looks like
It's
that,
not
but
for the
red.
triangle,
We don't
it's
have
like
one.
an inverted hammer at the top.
At the top, yeah. It
After
wouldn't-
that bullish run, it's at the top, so it literally looks like somebody's hanging themselves.
It's this, but if this was up here,
Yeah.
because this isn't really a hanging man. If it was up here, it means this thing is about to drop. Is you know what, this might help.
No matter what color it is?
No, it has to be red
Okay. All right.
and inverted hammer. So it has to be red and it has to be all the price actions at the bottom like this. So that means they're trying to squeeze the price down.
Yeah, I'll show you when you get to that.
So this is red. Is a hat. So all the wicks is long, body is closed. But he knows. You can, yeah.
I was just showing the hammer is that one. The pointer, but.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, the bullish hammer. Yeah.
Also, the price is trying to push up. So there's no wick on top of it.
No. The price action is all up there. It closed up there. It opened up there. Everything's up there. The wick is just them trying to push it down intraday.
The wick is like your hammer hand. Think
Yeah.
about it as a hammer if you're to take it and use it as a hammer.
Yeah.
But I have a question. What if you have a hammer candle but the body is red?
That's the
That's different.
yeah, that's bearish. So it's not a hanging man.
It's not a
It's not
hanging
hanging
man.
man.
It's the same candle that you just pointed at the bottom.
It's still it's bearish.
But the bottom, but it's red. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
bearish.
would mean it would continue
It's
like that.
most likely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot to this stuff. Candlesticks, indicators, everything.
Yeah, you can't just you gotta combine it with other stuff, but like how your chart was set up, that all that just like flowed together.
Yeah. And again, like I said, my price target for Exxon was 113. That's what I said. Like the reason I told him to hold strong in Discord because 113 was my price target. You can't predict that this candle is going to go that crazy. We got into the calls over here, right when it was crossing. We were up in the calls. This is where people started to get a bit wary, a bit worried. That's cool, it happens. I had a price target of up here. I did not have a price target of up here. That was just, luck or whatever. That's why we just wrote it out, right? That's a great question though. Because how do you know when to get out? Like we saw in the 50-minute, 5-minute, all that kind of stuff. It looked dead. It looked kind of like sucky. Like, it looked kind of weak. Realistically, it was just gearing up, getting ready for the bigger move to the upside. Yeah. Any other questions? We'll close out soon. So.
It's kind of sweet. I have to look at that.
Huh?
It's all kind of sweet. Now I see what y'all talking about.
You already knew though.
I be ignoring that. I'm not the type.
Yeah, trust me, it's worth it, man. Like when you see this kind of stuff and you get to profit of this move. I mean, how much? Let me see. What did we end up doing on Exxon? Was any of you in Exxon trade? Nah. I was in it today. I saw it today. Well, we can just go to Robinhood, right? But that's the thing, right? Those setups right there. Oh shoot, yeah. So we had 900. So we put 900 next one, right? I didn't even sell at the top. but whatever. You see it there, live in the flesh, right? July 1st, we bought it. $900. July 1st. Go back to the chart. You don't have to put 900 in, whatever. July 1st. Right? July 1st. July 1st. Right here. July 1st is when we joined. When we entered the stock. Getting ready for the move to the upside, right? It came down to the moving averages. Started to get ready for the next move. July 1st. Cool. We get in the calls. We're expecting a $3 move to the upside. $2 move, $3 move to the upside. We come back to whatever today is, July 11, and XOM is at $115. We flipped the 900 into 4K. Cool. On Discord or social media, whatever, it looks all great and this and that, but there's a lot of method to it, right? Again, we're now 115 from 8 days. And 2 of those days, one of those days was July 4th, one of those days was half day. We went from July 1st to July 11, $7 run. You got a question?
I was thinking like the guy who was taking a picture. He walked off.
Yeah. So yeah, July 1st to July 11, $7 run. The $900 we put into the XOM, or $952, whatever, is now $4,300. Again, we didn't sell it. We didn't buy at the bottom. We didn't sell at the top. But we made use of the run that looked like it was going to come. That's it. So, and I hate that Robin was like that with Figo since like last year. But yeah, really, tap into what's up, what's going on. Trust me, it's opportunities out there. It just comes out to learning, I've shown it to you guys, So yeah, that's about it. Tomorrow we reconvene, as in study-wise. We still do some stuff tonight and all that, but tomorrow we'll reconvene study-wise. I'm gonna show you guys more charts. I'm gonna talk about financials of companies. We'll talk about long-term game. We'll talk about the team and the strategies as well. Who'll be doing futures, who'll be doing supply and demand, who'll be doing whatever market structure. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And let me see, you guys want a drink or something? What's up? Time to drink and stuff, right? Get it going on, Let's see what's going on. But I hope that was really useful to you guys, for real. Yeah. So we'll be back at it tomorrow at like 11 a.m. 11 a.m. pull up here. We've got the space from 11 to 4. So I'd say we try and really get stuff done between like 11 and 3. And then last hour we can socialize, chill, vibe, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm happy you guys came through, and I'm happy you guys learned the game. This is what it's about. It's what it's about, really. It's a lot of.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for that.
Yeah, you said so. Yeah.
The only positive or negative, depending on the person, is the main version we had with vodka. You mix it and stuff.
Yeah, you mixing it.
If you're a tequila person, I'm fine.
You doing that?
And there will be drinks tomorrow. I know. Give me next time.
Yeah, I gotta yeah, because I'm flying. I'm going to London.
Yeah. Okay, well, nice seeing you.
Yeah, just
Make sure you drop something in the chat or from the DM. Let me know you found it. I've enjoyed speaking to you in real life now.
Are you on the Discord? Are you in
He's in the Discord,
What's your name?
Thanks for that. So you have everyone's name and digits and stuff.
Everybody looked at the phone.
Wait.
this whole Discord thing.
Oh, no. I was gonna tell you that.
Yeah, so gonna do this.
I want just set it all officially. I did some before, but I never fully understand it right.
Yeah. Profits. Profits. Profits.
The thing is, like, cause I just really like it. But then, like, I'm doing a lot of things now. Like, really work.
And then just kind of say it's all.
No, definitely. I got lucky a couple times before, but I just never know what I was doing. So now I can just like really,
Like I've had some really
I'm with you, but I'm gonna get it.
We're gonna get it. No, there's a lot of Jamaica in this part.
Oh, okay.
I've seen like also Jamaica. I'm just like, I guess there's street lights in this one.
That's like close to my They don't really nice, like when restaurants and like choral games and is that it feels a little different from like rest of the
Yeah, because my side is kind of
So that's why.
We're lucky, so we're good. I just messaged you back, so
okay, all right.
Alright, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Hey, everything about this Hey, everyone pull out your portfolios. Hey, Julio. I don't know why I traded that.
I have butchered 2 years. I've been married about 6 last week. And then this year, I'm butchering, but then and it's about something about 3 days. Like, and I went to like, last week, when Tesla was like 22, and it was like consolidated, and because it couldn't pass 20, I got impatient and I let go of the foot, and then Trump and Elon started arguing at night, and it went down to 298.
That hurts so
And
bad.
I got excited, it was that week, like I remember being,
Just a little bit more patient.
listen, when I calculated it, I could have paid $400 to England. So,
Yeah, same with me. Sometimes I'll get a little too greedy.
yeah.
And then money will be up and cash out time. I'll wait a little bit. Check like an hour later.
Just see the portfolio reviews.
Down like that. I'm in the lot.
Oh!
Let's go, yes. Connectors 24. Connectors capital C. Connectors 24. Connectors 24. What is this now? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. You just show me the purpose. You guys look on a drink? You know why you're not drinking?
I'm gonna take my ball, read out the last one.
Oh, that's you. Nah, look at the baby. That's you.
Before that, I was like Tesla once. I had a Tesla once, but that July 3rd, and it was around 20, and I had patient and I came to like 22. I was 19 and I let it go. I dropped to 90. When I look at it, I was
Well, like that's why you ain't seen, because I got like a whole channel. Normally I'll post, they call me like a newspaper. They usually I put up there like what I see. So I would do like BS and NQ and show like
I just recognize the things. Like I need.
But usually I'll just show that and give people an idea like I tell you to get out, right? There's a lot of areas we might take.
I had to work on I can't escape the city I grew up from. I tell you something like you should show something. Trust me, nigga, so that I owe something. It's how it goes. She love to slide. Made it out, finally in position that we made about. Crazy how they don't come in here. Yeah. They ain't never getting them to me. They don't understand who's spreading with them faces. Like, we was cooking up a 6 table. We tried to go back to this shit straight. No battles, just got the bitches and some sweet. Second Kobe is only riding for 3 feet. Hitting out in your pockets instead of me. I don't know another way. All this money coming fast, let me call for a while. I'm running up a bag, 7-4 every day.
Yeah. I mean, originally it was like Virginia.
I got a nigga with my bitch in the bitch. I was talking from down like a bitch. Every day I shoot a car in extensions. Nigga talking tough when he ain't gon' bitch it. And I'm a wild. Do you want the song? Let's down there and race on the shit. I was talking to the bitch. Every talking to the bitch.
Yeah, but how?
That's how everybody used to go to like South Beach and stuff. I don't know if the Miami.
No, I actually like so really great. And we have a lot of like
So they're the reason Miami they have South Beach.
I know a girl from Tracy, she went crazy. I drove down to the base, I'm focused. I'm a dog, a nigga 100, I ain't never been I'ma keep it 100, I'll hit it again. My nose is Larry, and bitch, I'm a very hard, bitch, I'm a flex. I don't wanna get married. These niggas is weird, so I'm to the neck. Run, baby, I'm track to check. I never hit though, I never check the neck. Tell me trying to baby shine, fucking out of my bed. Play shit, new outfit, kill shit. Barbecue with my niggas on the cold and shit. Yeah. Nigga all the time. I'm talking about people from Paris. Yeah. Nigga all the time. Nigga all the time.
I used to hear about all these great stories and all those college students and all that stuff. I didn't know what I didn't know. It just started shutting down. COVID was really like because Miami was the only place. Everybody was flying out there. Anytime boys like, oh. I should have been the first time for him, bro. No, you must. Drive down a lot of music. Miami is still. There's nothing to change. So the place. It's one of those clubs I try to get it. I don't ever sing it like that's actually the chat. They got this. I heard it's pretty spacious. It's probably like it's like a hole. It comes from here to like that glass window, that glass door. Like it's the same area that's like this house. Like to walk across, I take it. That's how you like that. It's a pretty good. Best part is it takes me go around. Okay. Honestly, like,
CC on my bitch, that's never had it. Like Zook said he done it, figured for my cousins. Loaded with the virgin, this ain't no fight. Feel like we're off night. Incarcerated, keep his head up, said he alright. Deep 10, watch it down Milwaukee, got a young fight.
What? You said what?
Yes.
It's like a winter swim now.
Yeah, you know, technically, And I was just like, well, if I really want to work, I just take a road trip, or I take an hour plane trip to get me Vegas right there. I'm going to the beach, also like an hour plane trip to Colorado. Oh yeah, definitely. So they mainly out so they actually, I kept telling them about it.
Wait, that's like.
right now we're in Midtown. I'm going through a lot. I was bringing it up. I'm trying to get but I actually have a chip. So I'm not admin. And then it's for a lot of that. So yeah, I actually have this like and I don't do call outs. Make money, have love. I'm like, I got that. It's like the news. I would say like being made.
For the journey that I said it's gonna be easy. I love the way you love it. I love the way you treat me. I love the way you fuck me. That's the way you treat me. I have visions that you at the same time. It's not easy. I've been feeling for you. Girl, you like a drug that they can need it. They can die for you. Even though I fuck you with it. They coming like a big deal. I say she from the world, so she was kind of decent. Her daddy here preacher and her mom she a teacher. I know why she like good niggas, but it's hard to leave her. I was judged by the cover. My name Fats, nice to meet you. I like dinner on the edge. Walks in the sand. Just love all that shit. I'm not just trying to be your man. Yeah, it's real bad. And I'm gonna try to get it paid. You see what I landed. You don't make my love. I heard it. Change with the seasons, but we got to they can't fuck with you. I'm like, time shit, be my bitch off the belly. I'll take that shit off the sauce and be ready. I got to chill and catch you vibes on the west side. Catch you real like my house down right by the gates. You know, I'm prepping, girl, I'm fighting. Catch you vibes.
What's up, folks? Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. You know, this is the option pack. Leon said, "Yep, there's hella Jamaicans here. This is the option pack right there." So, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it. Everybody who came through, drop a like, subscribe. That's it. We out here. Thank you guys. Peace.